Yo, it's Arness. It's Aaron. We got Flag on the Culture. What's going on, Aaron? How you feeling tonight, man?
Man, feeling good, man. We got a special guest tonight. We got some good things going on, man. We got some high school football. We actually got a high school football coach special guest, man. We got some things coming up for y'all, man. Flag on the Culture. Man, we just want to keep dropping hot topics. Let us know what y'all want to hear, man. Coach Ike, Coach Squirm. Coach Ike, let them know what we're going to be diving into tonight, man.
So before we get to our guest, right, we're gonna talk about a little SEC propaganda, right? We also gonna talk about, some ways of some easy ways to make some money. But we also gonna talk about this NCAA clearinghouse. I mean, not clearinghouse. This they closed the transfer portal, and I want to get your take on this. So prior to our guests getting on, let's dive into this, right? Let's dive into this. So for those who don't know, it was just announced earlier this week that the NCAA has closed the transfer window. So this meaning that they can only transfer only within the springtime. So they only got 10 days though. So there was multiple windows, right? I think there was two. There was one at the end of the year and one in spring. Now it's only one. And you only got 10 days. Now, the reason why they said they're doing this is to create more roster stability as well as reduce mid-year disruption for the program. What is your take on this, and do you think this is going to be good?
Number one, I got to give you my ignorant answer. So this is good for guys like me who you can't talk to the player because you're a coach at a university. So now you could pay me to help you find a new home.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you guys out there, man, if y'all money hungry and y'all want it, there's your opportunity. But honestly, man, from an intellectual perspective, bro, I think this is very, very good for college, bro. I really think this is good for college. I really think this allows, I think that window, this allows you to more so focus on your season now, if that makes sense. Like, I believe before the season, that's the most important time to recruit.
11 o'clock.
So having that transfer portal open, I mean, giving them one window actually limits a kid from thinking that he can go to another school and bounce all around and go to 4 or 5 different programs. Because I believe, and I don't want to be correct me if I'm wrong on this. I believe that now with that window, they can also only transfer once to a 4-year university.
So yeah, they can transfer one time.
Perfect. So yes, I love that. I love that. It's your commitment is coming back, loyalty to the program. Forget the coach, because coach has been bouncing around since before time. Like if you're loyal to the program, man, I love all that type of stuff, man. Just for the simple fact of, like, it's not so much of a hassle, bro. Like spring is for recruiting. To me, spring is for recruiting. I feel like they're recruiting you, get your guys, and then now you know who you're going to in the fall with. You get what I'm saying? Like that's just the small business side that I have for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I think it gives you more time as a player to focus on the program that you're at.
Yeah.
Now, if you're an at-risk player at that program, it opens up you being valuable to another program. It also goes back to, I don't know how they're looking at this transfer portal, but if it's 10 days, we're not looking at practice film. So it also goes back to these coaches holding kids back. So it's also going to be hard. It's hard, but it's hard. It's gonna be a little difficult because you got coaches that have personal vendetta against kids that they're not letting play. So now these kids gotta stay at this school that they don't want to be at.
Yep.
Man, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. I personally think it's a good thing for them, but it nothing ever. Y'all gotta also understand this. Nothing ever falls back to be good for us as players. Just to let y'all know. Just to let y'all know, like, this ain't for us. It sounds good, but this ain't for us. You feel what I'm saying? They figuring out a way up there that they can minimize how much NIL y'all making in college now and they can leverage you off of that. You got what I'm saying? So that's just my personal opinion on what I think. With that transfer 10-day window, that's just my personal opinion. I don't mean to ramble too much, but that's just my small, intellect. What you think about that? What you think about that window, man? I know you got a lot more insight because you deal with a lot more players who are involved at the university level than I do. But what do you think about that, man? What's some things that
I think it's good. It brings some stability. I think that's real good. But what I don't like is, like you said, it doesn't benefit the kids because, first of all, it's a 10-day window. And I made a mistake. It's in the winter. So it's from June 2nd to the 11th. So it's too short of a time, though, for the kids because, honestly, during that time, a coach may be interested in a player, but he can't get in contact with the player until it officially gets in the window. I mean, in the transfer portal. So now you're relying on other people to make or have conversations on your behalf. Well, what if a coach want to get a kid, but then another kid hops in before him and like, oh, we really want him, and they get that kid, and the kid who was on the fence, he finally hops in, but then now it's too late. So now he just not on no team. So it's unfortunate. I think it needs to be longer. But like I said, they're only doing this because it benefits these schools. And I think hopefully they don't make this set in stone. Hopefully they make it a little more flexibility because what's not discussed, and we talk about all the time, all the coaches that are pushing kids into the transfer portal. And I also hope when a coach does leave, they're able to still allow the kids to leave because I don't want to be at a
coach left. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be at a school where, because happened to me personally. I don't want to be at a school if I build a relationship with the coach and he's no longer going to be there. I could have went to another school, but I chose the school because of that relationship. If you're telling me that coach is no longer going to be there, the kids should be able to still that student athlete.
Transfer either with the coach,
Yeah,
or the
or
opportunity.
go to another school. Yeah, so
I
they
think that's
definitely
been ruled all before time when it came to transferring. I believe that. I'm not too sure, like as far as historical, but I think since I've been in college, that's been a rule. If the coach that recruited you leaves the school, you're able to leave as well. So
yeah, hopefully they keep it because prior to you being in school, they didn't have that rule. You couldn't do that.
right. Oh,
So
when you was in there.
yeah, so you could not do
Yeah.
that. You have to sit out. You would have to sit out a year if you left. Well, of course. So let's just
I've
see.
never been transferred to the same conference though.
You couldn't transfer nowhere. It wouldn't matter. You would have to sit down regardless.
I like that. But I don't like the fact that coaches are holding players. That's the only thing I don't like. So
Yeah.
we never really know ultimately like what the real situation is going on. You get what I'm saying? So, but I definitely don't like the 10-day window, but I do like. Wait, hold on, time out. You said June to what?
No, January 2nd to 11th.
Man, I thought you said June. I was about to say.
My fault if I did. Yeah, January.
Yeah, it's go time. Okay. Makes sense. So after season.
Yeah. So right after the bowl games, the playoffs, because people is leaving.
Yeah.
People leaving for the bowl games, which is understandable. I understand that.
No, it's not. I don't understand that. Especially if you get in.
Because you had dudes leaving. You had dudes leaving when they preparing for the bowl game.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no, bro, you have to wait until this season is over with. Now, if you decide to go in the transfer portal, you don't play in a bowl game. You don't play in like you don't get to do this. But listen, see, that's the. I don't know where we can leverage it to where we could like finesse them in some kind of way to where it's not gonna happen because they didn't already thought 2 steps ahead of us.
Yeah, they making it where it's favorable.
Yeah.
Prior to those 2 windows, it was favorable for the kids. Now it's favorable for the program. So that's all.
But they also seeing out like these kids is I personally, this is me. I could be wrong as 2 left shoes. You don't give kids that much power, Ness. I don't care if it's your own decision. You don't give that. Listen, number one, this kid has money now. He's a 16, 17-year-old, 18-year-old with money. Now, who in the world is able to make their own decisions at that age in between those? Like, what I'm saying is wise decisions for your future of life.
I understand what you're saying, but the only reason why, I think we're not crediting. I don't think we're giving enough credit to these. We keep talking about the kids. We really should be saying young people, because the reason why you said a young person can't make a decision for themselves is because they're not educated. Well, they're getting paid now. So now that education speeds up. So if a young person is educated, they can make a decision. The only reason why you're not able to make a decision for yourself is the lack of information. I don't think an age has to do anything with it. So because they are getting paid this amount, they should educate themselves on what they
You
should
reach different heights.
Yeah,
Yeah, and people who genuinely care. You got the people that don't care and the people that do care. You're gonna get the people that want to take your money, and you're gonna get the people that want to help you with this money. You just gotta have that discernment to depict what's right or not. So, yeah, I can see. I can agree with. Not necessarily agree. It's not an agreeable situation, but I can understand. I can understand the situation as such.
Yeah. Well, this next topic, I got a video for it. So we're talking about the SEC and the propaganda that they set behind the SEC. I'm about to share this video, and then we're gonna discuss, what it's talking about.
This gentleman asked a simple question. He wants to know why Nebraska lost some votes. Look, man, if you study this poll, you will see the propaganda in 4K. Forget what Nebraska did to an FBS team in Akron, and Akron still hasn't scored this season, so it's not that impressive. I don't care. Check this out. Tennessee just moved up 7 spots. Tennessee's now ranked 15th after beating ETSU 72-17. They move up 7 spots. They literally leapfrogged Alabama and Ole Miss. Beat an FBS team right here. Hell, they beat an SEC opponent. Ole Miss, they're only 17th. Tennessee somehow skyrockets to 15. Why, you ask? It's the propaganda part. It's because they play Georgia this week. And we got to have a top 15 matchup. We got to have Georgia get credit for beating a top 15 team. So you move Tennessee all the way to 15. And if Georgia loses, well, then we make sure we position that SEC team that was at 15 to move into the top 10 after beating Georgia. This is propaganda 101. And this is what we're talking about when the coaches and the AP polls, when they go out there and manipulate strength of schedule rankings. This is why you can't take college football that serious, because it's subjective. It's all bullshit. There is no way in the world Tennessee should have moved up 7 spots from beating an FCS opponent. So they even leapfrogged Texas A&M. It's all because they played Georgia this week. And they've done this before. They moved teams up even after losses. I proved it. I have it in other videos. 2022, Mississippi State moved into the top 25 after a loss because they played Alabama the next week and they wanted Alabama to get credit for a top 25 win. And then Mississippi State wasn't ranked again the rest of the year. Yeah, this just happened in front of your face. Tennessee, 15th in the polls right now. It's disgusting.
Shout out to Rico Knowles for that clip, man. What you think about that clip, bro?
Once again, it don't benefit the students. It don't benefit the student athletes. They making money off now media. It's another outlet of making money. They making money off propaganda. They making money off anticipation. Bro, like we talked about, if they don't put a rule on holdbacks, keep doing it. They're not putting rules on this. They're not giving clarification on why this is happening. But he just gave clarification. But I'm just saying, if it's a person that's just looking at it and they're like, damn, bro, how did they just beat? I don't even know if that's Eastern Texas. I don't know what ETSU is, but I'm just saying, like, how do you even move anywhere with you already being ranked playing a non-ranked team? Bro, as far as I know, that team should be top 25 for playing against that team and not losing it by 100. So, what I think about this is I think, man, these people at the top, highly smart. They know what they're doing and they know how to make money in season, out of season, and even if it's not a season. So I think they come out with this stuff on social media, number one, just because the era we in. I think this is some new stuff, bro. I honestly think this is some new stuff.
Nah, this ain't new.
All right. It's new to me. This is my first time like paying attention to it and actually like seeing it like that. You feel me? Because I'm like, I've always questioned, like, damn, why are we always talking about we can't compete with the SEC or we this, that, and the other? But there you go. They owned by some type of entity.
So, and he talks about it. If you really watch his videos, he really breaks it down. The SEC was bought by ESPN. And I don't know if they still got a contract with them, but when college football was made, who was going to the college football championship games? The SEC was always in it. They have been pushing, and we discussed this in another episode. They've been pushing that the SEC is better. This shows another reason why. Why would you put Tennessee over? And we know Alabama's not good anyways like that, but over Alabama, and they both played a weak opponent, but you're not gonna move Ole Miss up. This just shows that they want the SEC to be the best. They try to dress it up, like you said, for media, that it looks a certain way. This is why, and I'm taking it to a player standpoint, and I don't try to. When I played professional, and we had guys come who thought they was at SEC or whatnot, and they came to Arena League, and they was like, bro, y'all actually good. Like, there is no difference between no team, no guy in the SEC and a guy who played at a Power 4 school or D2, D3. Everybody's on the same playing level, right? So when you realize that, you be like, bro, these guys aren't better than that. But because you want to make as much money as you can, and you got people, like you said, you're not paying attention to it, you just hear a matchup, oh, I'm going to watch this game. Well, yeah, now I'm putting seats and I'm getting viewerships. But if people actually look at this stuff, then they'll see, like, oh, man, y'all setting this stuff up. This is why I said nobody should be ranked for the first 5 weeks. I guarantee you, if teams wasn't ranked, media money will go down and everything, but they want to make the money. But they understand how it works. I'm not upset with it. But
there ain't no rules.
Like you said, there ain't no rules, don't stop it. But at the same time, now when a team get blown out or whatnot, you be like, oh, was they really good from the beginning? So no. You say there's no rules though, but it hurts at the end of the year because what do they look at? They look at who did they play,
schedule toughness, the strength of the schedule.
So you hurting the kids at the end of the day. I.e., you go back to Florida State. Why they didn't get into college football is because you're talking about
that quarterback.
They quarterback and they strength of schedule. Well, let's look at who you played. Let's see when they was ranked prior to it. So this is so you hurting the kids ultimately at the end of the day. So this is where we got to fix this and stop with all this propaganda at the SEC.
There's no fixing the NCAA. They've been around for years. They've been around for a long time. Nobody's stepping up saying anything going against, like, education, especially guys like me who was clawing for a full scholarship, trying to just get there. So they know, like, they need us way more than we need them. And in fact, it's some people out here that only can go through us to be something. So it's a power struggle, bro. Like it's you can pray, we can do everything we want, and pray for the people to get out of that environment, pray for God to remove those people. But this is a standard, bro. This is like Coach Ike, this is like Arness having 25 kids and they all understand how to run your business. And nobody's slipping out, nobody's stepping up, nobody's messing up, nobody's going against the grain. Everybody been with you. These are your kids. You got 25 kids. They all know how to do something of what they were blessed with to keep this business going. So, bro, the NCAA like that. What do we talk about? The NFL teams being owned like that. Man, the ownership is crazy, but when Kanye West said it, man, no one man should have all that power.
Well, that's the thing, though. We got power, but we don't have power. And I say it like this. Because
we stopped playing. Shit. But now
Exactly. But you said something. Because it's the same with NFL. If we all stop playing, there's also some kids who will not pass up on that opportunity because they like we're going to discuss earlier, how guys want to get out of the mud. They like, shoot, this opportunity to get my family out of the mud, right? So hey, he not taking an offer, I'll take it. I want to change my scenario. So you also always have some young kids. Now, where this stops is we unify because you'll understand this. The reason why certain things happen because we're not the college players are not employees. They're independent contractors. When you're independent contractors, you don't have certain rights. When you're an employee, you can come up with a union. That's why in NFL they got unions. You're gonna decide what's gonna happen, what's not. When you're independent contractors, you gotta take what they give you, and that's it, and negotiate with that. So that's why NCAA is not making us employees. So we got less power, and we're not able to come together and do certain things. So when NCAA game came back and said, look, we're gonna speak to people individually and see if you want to be put on the game, I was like, man, the kids need to come together. I'm like, nah, we ain't gonna do it until y'all gonna give us like 5 bands or something like that. They talk to everybody individually. They're like, sure, you gonna give me $600 and I'm on the game? I'll take it. And sure enough, if enough kids do it, now I got a green light. But if there was a union for the kids to come to all the athletes, like, nah, we're not.
We have a conversation like this before we meet with them.
No, we ain't. Nobody signing nothing. But
nobody signed nothing.
They're gonna have numbers.
Exactly. They're gonna have numbers under their names, and we're not putting our names on there unless they willing to pay Jeremiah Smith $200,000 this year. And since y'all want to cap us, since we can't get $200,000, y'all gotta pay us $70,000, and y'all gotta give player. I want my players to have at least $2,000 at least for the first semester. Like that should be the negotiations. Like if we had,
you think it's too low, man. They made billions.
No, number wise, yeah. But I'm just like throwing it out there with them still having power and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yes, the numbers are low, but I'm just like, shit, we barely could ask. So shit, if you barely could ask for something, try to ask for a lot, but a little in the middle.
Well, ain't no more asking because we can demand it. It's gonna be like, look, either you gonna take this, you're not gonna.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Because they doing us like that. So we gotta understand. That's what I'm saying. How, like, it's gotta be a way we gotta get out of this, because it's not necessarily a way to get out of this. It's gotta be, we gotta come up with an NCAA union. Like, we gotta come up.
They're not gonna allow that, man. So they're not gonna allow that. They're not gonna allow that. It's gonna have to be the players. It's gonna have to be the players, and it's gonna have to be the future people. Somebody's gonna have to sacrifice today. Somebody's gonna have to sacrifice today. Somebody's gonna have to sacrifice today, as they did in the NFL for the rights that the NFL players. Somebody's gonna have to sacrifice. Kids are gonna have to sacrifice now that money, time on the field, all that stuff right now for the younger kids coming up, so it can be right. Now, if that's be done, who knows?
And this world is ran by adults. They're gonna look at them kids and say, "Next kid, next kid."
This world is ran by talent. When the talent understand that they run anything, that's when things will be right. Honestly, retrospect, we gotta see ourselves like this, bro. We're an entertainer. We're not a football player. If you look at football is the business. The NFL is an entertainment business.
What you do, yeah.
It's entertainment. It's not. So if you understand, we're the same boat as an actor, same things like that. If I can we created our own platform. Nobody told us we're not on no network. We can, so then we'll be talent again. But we're owners in what we do. You can be an owner in what you do. The thing is, you got to be creative and say, hey, I'm tired of just being a talent. And there's fine with being talent sometimes and be an owner at different times. We just got to be able to mix it together where it's working for us all together.
Yeah, God made employees and owners. So he made some people just to work for people, and he made some people to control, not necessarily control, but to have an understanding of how to run this how to run this ship. So I understand, man. I just, like I said, we're doing our best. You know what I'm saying? We're doing our best to manifest a players union for the NCAA.
Yeah, man. And this brings us into our next topic as far as the ratings, man. So I'm going to share my screen here, and we're looking at the AP top 25, right? Of course, let me zoom in. We got Ohio number 1. We got Penn State 2, LSU 3, Miami 4. We got Georgia 5, Oregon 6, Florida State is 7, and then Texas 8, and then 9 is Illinois. Texas A&M is 10. Now, of course, to finish out, we have Oklahoma at 11. We have Iowa State at 12. We have Ole Miss, Alabama, Tennessee, 13, 14, 15. Just like he just said, they got moved up to 15 just so when they play Georgia, right? And then we have Utah and Texas Tech at 16, 17. Georgia Tech is at 18. Indiana, 19. Vandy, 20.
Texas Tech went up last week because they beat somebody, and then Utah.
They just beat Utah today. So, and I'm about to say this is going to change.
Utah out.
Yeah, this is going to change. So today we're shooting this, right? It's Saturday. So Georgia beat them. Miami, I believe, won. Texas Tech beat Utah. That's not going to change too much, right? Notre Dame, something I don't understand. How is Notre Dame ranked? They're 0-2. Yes, you lost to Texas A&M, and I forgot who they lost the first game. It was a close game. How are they ranked?
Just keeping them relevant. They keeping them relevant because last year they keeping them relevant. They going off for you to play 2 games, bro, and other teams that played 4 games, and you lost 2 games, you should not even be spoken about,
bro. I see this is where they messing up the kids. Indiana blew out Illinois, so Illinois was they good in the first place? They should probably have been up there anyway. So you feel me? So and then Syracuse beat Clemson, and I'm glad Clemson ain't in there because they sorry. So that rounds up. That rounds out the top 25.
That's right sorry there. Football.
Yeah.
That is sorry ass football. That is downhill football. That is like the same type of football. Them teams are the same. Bro. You get a USC versus Miami, more views. Now, we don't even know what we're looking for. We don't even know what kind of plays they're going to be making in that game. And in fact, you got to coach differently now. So your whole everything is changing. Them the games we want to see. We don't want to see these big niggas running into each other all day. We want to see skilled big guys chasing after skilled young guys. Like, we want to see some NFL. Like, we want to see some real stuff. I don't think SEC is NFL, and they saying that maybe because of size. Get out of here. I want to see some power, speed, and some intelligence on the field. I want to see a USC versus a Penn State.
Which we're going to see. We're going to see shortly because they
we'll see it later, but I'm saying early on.
They're in conference, they can't play each other. But if you talking about like a SC, like an SC versus an LSU.
You remember when LSU played USC?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Yep. And I'm not talking about what happened in that game. I could care less.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is USC played Alabama one year. USC played LSU. Just, you get me? Bro, I went to that USC LSU game. SC had to play so different.
Mm-hmm.
SC had to block different. So
had to. Yep.
Man, bro, I just think you get a whole different type of rating. You get a whole different type of base. And you can put the propaganda out there in a different way with a West Coast team versus the South. Not even thinking of it like that, but just being more realistic with the rankings and stuff like that and allowing these teams to play against each other, man, I think is something that needs to open up more because
they just need to be fair with the kids. Be fair.
I don't like that pay to play shit. That pay to play shit is beyond me, bro. That is beyond me. You paying to get seen, but still don't got the number 1 recruiting class in your league. Still don't got the number 1 recruiting class in your conference.
But that don't even matter. The recruits can't help you. They not, for the most part, they're not even playing like that. What is the product on the field? Texas A&M had they had the number one recruiting like 2 years ago. They went like 2-10. None of that stuff matters. We should be going off what's on the field and what they look like. Why are we caring about their recruiting class? Why are we even taking that into account? I can care less about what the recruiting is going to do unless all the recruits are going to play. And guess what? Texas A&M, most of their recruits played, and they still went 2-10. So why are we talking about recruits at all? We should be talking about returning players and what they're going to possibly do. And after that, we go off the strength of their schedule. Because them niggas
How the hell does a team go 2-0? So for me, I'm saying how a team go 2-0 and still ranked. How a team go 0-2 and still ranked. Are they looking at the recruiting class? What are they looking at? Are they looking at this? Okay, that's strength of schedule.
No, they going off who gonna make the most money. That's who.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. That's what they're going off of.
I always forget it's not about us. They thinking ahead.
You see, Notre Dame is on Channel 4. Come on, Notre Dame is the only team on Channel 4. Everybody else on Channel 7, Channel 2, Fox,
that's
something like
CBS.
that. Yeah. Prime time, all their games. So that's why Notre Dame 0-2. I don't care who you lost to. You 0-2. Why are you ranked?
Yeah, I don't. Are them contract deal? Man, I don't even care, bro. When it gets to money, that's when everything becomes sorry, bro. Like that's when everything becomes garbage. When they literally try to make everything such a business.
Hey man, like they said, Bill Belichick says, "Hey, do business as business is being done. Hey, don't complain about it. Let's adjust and do business ourselves."
You heard that?
Straight up. So, just an update, man, for people who've been asking, reaching out. Yes, I am in China. Just visiting right now, right? Got the family out here. We're having a great time. Different culture, man. Certain things that I have noticed that's different from the States, right? Number one is when I first got out here, it was super, super hot. Like I'm talking about, I used to live in Florida. I used to live in Tennessee. Humid is way worse than both of them, right? Actually, for some odd reason, it's like my body I haven't sweat in like a couple of days now. That was one thing. Number two is, bro, the water out here, bro, is warm. They drink it warm. There's no cold water. So it comes out of the faucet hot. So if you go to a restaurant, you be like, hey, can I have some water? If you don't ask for no ice, it's warm. That's just how they drink their water. They believe in health out here. The third thing is,
how is that healthy?
It poses to help their digestive system. I don't know. That's just what I've been told. I don't understand it, but
I'm doing it now.
I don't like drinking warm water. I don't like that.
You say you where? You say you at Ni Hao Mai? Shishini?
So I'm in China. I forgot how to say the city that I am, but it's real cool. When I walk out, when my family walk out, bro, everybody and mama is staring at us. First of all, I was told that they never seen black children. So every time they see my children, everybody coming up, taking pictures of us, and they want to touch my daughter's hair. They saying, oh, your children, they handsome, beautiful, all this stuff. So it's like a culture shock, but at the same time, it's so safe. I walked down to the store last night. Everybody just looking at me. I'm not worried about anything because if you do anything out here, you going to jail. If I was to get in a fight or anything out here, I'm getting deported. So can't do any of that out here. But it's very safe, very cool. And the last thing is they don't believe in deodorant. So I haven't had deodorant. I've been out here for a week now. I haven't had deodorant yet. Hopefully it come in, but they don't sell it in the markets unless you like go to like US, wherever US's tourists go. But man,
that's because they drinking that warm water, so they sweat is like they sweat don't smell, and then they eating good too. All they eat, they drink that soup.
Bro, food is fire out here, man. I got an auntie here. She be cooking it up, bro. Fire. Hey, the food is fire.
Auntie.
In the little canteen, Here, she be cooking it up. That's that Florida lingo. They call everybody auntie.
Man, I was about to say, I was about to go deep. I was finna call your phone. I was finna get off this car. I was finna throw a flag. I was finna say my boy there took everybody out. What is this nigga doing?
Nah. But man, it's a great experience. I'm still learning. You know, it's very interesting. Honestly, bro, it's not too different from the States as far as, you know, interacting with people. It's just a language barrier. Other than that, everything is cool though. Everything is cool, man.
Man, that's fire, bro. I really like that. I love to hear that, man. I can't wait to see y'all. I can't wait to, hear about more of what you guys got going on out there during y'all trip. But man, it's a blessing, man. How are the kids? Do the kids notice that they're in a different environment yet?
My son, just because his normal day to day is thrown off, like right now where we at, we don't have a TV, so he misses that. But my daughter, they're so young, they just glad to see other people around and the attention that they're getting. Like when we went to the mall the other day, like saw something different. We went to KFC. KFC tastes the same, but they sell burgers on their menu, which is a little different. But for the most part, the kids is gravitating to it. They get to play, get to have fun, run around.
Yeah, that's fire, man. I love that, man. So have
Yeah,
you have you have you started? I'll ask you all this stuff when we get off.
yeah, bro. Yeah. So
Yeah.
anybody thinking about coming to China, you definitely want to come. I know with Donald Trump, what he be talking about is no wars, none of that stuff happening. It's all propaganda. None of that. They really want more Americans to come out to China. So if you're definitely thinking about that, definitely, you know, take the time, man, get educated, man, and come take a trip out here. Definitely take a trip. Definitely take a trip. But we got a special guest, someone who has changed his scenery. He has went from being born and raised in California, actually in Pasadena. Now he's located in Florida. He's gonna give that perspective. So without further ado, man, I want to invite onto the show Raheem Turner.
Rasheem.
Rasheem, man, welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show.
What's up, man? What's up?
So, man, we gave a brief intro of Rasheem. Like I said, Rasheem originally from Pasadena. Now he's out in Florida. For those who do not know, me and Rasheem, this is my brother-in-law. Also, he has my godson, and we'll get into all that. But Rasheem, man, appreciate you hopping on with us, man.
I appreciate y'all for inviting me, man. I've been seeing y'all doing y'all thing for a minute, man. So I appreciate y'all boys having me on.
Yeah, it's
Man,
always good. It's always good to have people, man. I ain't seen my boy in about 15 good years, man. But man, it's always good to see the people that you grew up with, man. Just be inspire the youth. Do be that person that we didn't necessarily have for ourselves growing up. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I don't even remember the age I met my boy, man. But I tell y'all, a little story real quick, man. When I met my boy Rasheem, man, that was my boy, man. I was always over his house.
For real, man.
And I was getting in trouble for going over his house. I'm like, man, ain't nobody else on the team that fast. I think I was playing quarterback we both was quarterback, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we was trading off a little bit, but man, the connection we built, bro, and then just the understanding that your dad had from like, man, how real your dad is every time I came around, bro. And just how everybody welcomed me in, man. It was just, man, it was awesome, bro. So it's great to see my boy, you feel me, transition from California to Florida, man. But to start off, I just want to ask you just a few questions, man. And with you, how long were you in, how long was your upbringing in Pasadena?
I think I was in Adena until I turned I was like 11, because I remember turning 12 when I first moved out here in Florida, man, and it was like a whole different world coming from Dena to Florida, man. It was just so different, bro. You feel me? Like really never being to the South as a kid, and just coming from the West Coast all the way to the South, like the language, how people treat each other, you know what I'm saying, the weather, like it was just real crazy, man. So I definitely, it was like I said, like 11. I remember turning 12 out here. You feel me?
Yeah, man, that's awesome, man. Because a lot of people, man, that's an early age to transition. So, at the age of 11, what allowed you to what are some things that you seen at 11 that you either stopping now from your kids doing or encouraging your kids to do more? You know what I'm saying? Or even as a parent.
Man, you know, like the whole reason for my family moving me out here, you feel me, was like just getting away from that gang violence that you know, in California. Like when I first moved out to Florida, like it really wasn't no gangs going on and stuff like out here. I remember talking about gangs and people looking at me crazy, like, what you mean a blood or a crip, you know, like, so just moving out here and that transition like was kind of different from me, like just the terminology of like what like people out here they kind of just call themselves from their city, you know what I'm saying? So but they moved me out here because to focus more on sports, because in the South, man, they take sports real serious. So like even back then, like sports was serious. Like people in the neighborhood, like, I don't care what you think you is, if you tough or whatever, you finna play this ball though. So, you know, like definitely like just taking ball serious and, you know, like pushing that into the family. Like my mom always had me in a lot of sports, you know, growing up. Like, you know, some of them I was good at, some of them I was okay. I don't think I was really sorry at none of them, but you know, just pushing that to all my kids, just multiple sports, like just do a little bit of everything and just keeping it like, I got 5 kids, all of them play sports, all the way from 6, and my oldest one about to turn 18 in December. So it's like every one of them plays sports. All of them play 2 sports actually. Besides my baby boy, that's 6, he just started football this year, so he'll be into multiple sports too. But just staying active in multiple sports and just, you know, having a vision, you know, like I think like, you know, back then our parents really didn't really have a whole vision from, you know, youth to college to, you know, trying to really get the NFL. They just was like, you know, hey, you gonna play this and you can get to the NFL or get to the NBA, but really like kind of skipping the college part of it. So just really for my kids and everything, just having the vision of like, hey man, college, like if the next level comes out of college, then cool, but really just going to school and getting that education and, you know, having a plan there first before anything, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fire, bro. That is awesome, man.
You mentioned about youth sports that your youngest is playing. So for people who don't know, Rasheem has coached youth all the way to high school and really has his foot, you know, on basically locked down on the youth sports. Now, can you explain how youth football is different compared to California's youth football?
Man, heck yeah, man. Youth football out here is serious. Like you could go all the way from the highest levels of competition to the lowest levels. Like speaking just first on the highest levels of competition for like first, like some of those down south teams, man, you'll have those games they pack way more than high school games. I mean, like you can't stands full, outside of the gates full. Like you got it's like the down south vibe, and it's something different. You know, you got people yelling, horns, whistles, everything. You know, and these kids really taking it serious. They're not just working on football like during football season. Some of these boys they grinding all year long, working out, playing spring. Like we have spring football that rolls right in the fall, 7-on-7, like all the way from 8 years old, and them boys go all the way to high school. So it's just a year-round lifestyle out here with the football aspect. And like, I mean, it's competitive. It's really competitive. Like you got people betting, you got coaches yelling, you got kids really playing grown man football. At this morning, 6-year-old, I just coached some 6-year-olds, and I seen one of the biggest hits that I've seen in a long time at 6 years old this morning. So it's like it's really live out here when it comes to youth ball, man, and really competitive for real.
Yeah, when you told me that they have a spring and a fall for youth football, I said, man, that's serious for real. Because we don't
And a
even do.
season, like a
Yes,
season,
Yeah,
they do
man.
like
fall,
the
then they
spring
do
league, like
spring.
NFL, they going, oh my gosh. Okay,
Exactly.
so look, that's okay. So that brings me to this, Sheem. So with them having a spring and a fall, I've always heard how they lack education in Florida, bro. Now,
Right.
I want to know what are some difference in education. Now, yes, you're older, so I want just the older perspective. I know you can't go back to 11-year-old Sheem and be like, man, if we would have had this in school, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying more so in a sense now. What are some differences in education from California and Florida?
So like, man, I actually work at a high school as well, man. So I see it every day. Um, what I can remember about Cali high, like Cali schooling, is kind of just more like, elementary, like middle school, like beginning of the middle school. But I could just kind of tell you more about what Florida has going on when it comes to schooling. You know what I'm saying? And I could kind of say like they have gotten better since I've been here to where I can see now, as far as like you just providing block classes for the kids to where like they're not going to, at some schools they don't go to the same class every day. They might have 1, 3, 5, 7 one day and then 2, 4, you know what I'm saying, the other days. So they're getting more time in a class now. But at the same time, I don't really think it's the schooling that's really behind. Sometimes I feel like it's the household. Like you got a lot of households. Like some schools in Florida, yeah, they do have a good grading for the school and stuff, but some of these schools like you go to and it's like East Side High, like you'll see on TV or a movie, like it's rough. You feel me? So it's like more just like the kids from that area that's coming, and they coming from rough backgrounds, and maybe their parents not well educated, so they not going home and a parent even asking them about, do you have homework? Hey, do you need to study for anything? They just kind of just living a day-to-day life, and when they ain't in school, they ain't thinking about school, so
Yeah.
I don't really think it's the actual education at the schools. It's just like some of those kids that you might hear about, it's like, oh, they might be a little slower. Like, I ain't gonna say slower, but just like not as smart as some other kids. It's some rough areas around here, and it's not. I done been in rough areas. I done been in Compton. I done been in Inglewood, but it's some rough areas down here in the South. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just not just talking about Florida. When you hit from really like Texas on over, like the hood and the poverty here is a little bit different than when you're talking about California, you know what I'm saying, in those West Coast areas. You feel me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
see, so okay. Let me okay, so with that, let me ask you this. Now we're saying that with it being a difference, and yes, it's education, and we're gonna bounce around just a little bit because I'm more so of a mentality based type guy, you know what I'm saying? So what are what makes the term out the mud different from Florida and California? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like you just said, it's poverty stricken in areas that's really, they really just different than where we seeing. So, man, what's the difference in term getting it out the mud from Florida and in California?
Man, like when we say get it out the mud out here, that mean you really getting it from nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing. Like you like really a lot of, you don't hear no kids that's coming up in a good household screaming, oh, they got it out the mud. Those kids that screaming that they got it out the mud, people that just in general that screaming out they got it out the mud, those people that's coming from the hood, and it's coming from, just having less fortunate situations, and not having the opportunities, not having the people like me and you that could really show them right and show them right for wrong. Like they really just trying to just survive. You get what I'm saying? So by them surviving, they got to where they at, and they been able to do what they do. So like out here, when we screaming, we getting it out the mud. I mean, we really coming from nothing. Like coming from nothing. Family really don't got nothing, and we just happen to be that person that's able to represent in a positive like aspect for our family, or just to show that it is something positive coming out of what we got going on. So a lot of kids out here, they use that, man, like we get it out the mud, out here, like, and it really means something to them.
Nah,
Yeah,
since
yeah,
since you brought that up, man. So you talked about getting out the mud. So your son, your oldest, like you just said, he's 18. He's a senior right now in high school. Now this transfer portal's here. NIL is here. Now you guys are in real time going through this recruiting process. Can you
Yeah.
please share how this is going for you guys, you as a parent, and for your son, and what you're seeing, and share with what the people who actually want to know, how does this go?
Man, first off, I just want to say I'm a proud parent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had my son at 14 years old, so it's like, a lot of like in school playing ball, had offers, and I just chose not to take that and just chose not to move forward because I had something to pour into. So like first off, I'm just proud of him for even being able to move forward and accept the challenge that I put on him at so young, to like kind of continue my footsteps. But with that, man, it's just like now, like being able to coach at the high school and see it from the inside, and first looking at it from the outside in, but now being able to have the inside look is just finding somewhere that you're wanted, man. You right now is more important than the name. Like a lot of these people, all of us could say like, hey man, what school would you have wanted to go to? Like, and back then it might have been, possible, but like right now it could still be possible, but it might not be the best thing for you. Like you need to go somewhere that they really want you, like they really are interested in you and they like you from your flaws to the best thing that you can do. And I think, me having a chance to understand that and moving forward and him being really able to understand that helped us pick, the best decision for the best situation for him to be in, somewhere that you could get on that field early. A lot of these kids is chasing that money. They're chasing that number, you know what I'm saying? And that don't mean you're going to get on the field. You get that number 1 year, then the next year in the portal, that money ain't there no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to really be humble. When they say be humble, it's not just about a personality. You got to be humble with your decisions too. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to kind of play chess with it right now. You can't just say, oh, you might get a big number first, but if you ain't getting on that field, if you would have took a smaller school and got on that field, now you could really be making some money, So it's just like just trusting the process, man. You trusting the process and being able to trust the coaches that you got to get to know these coaches. You got to chop it up with these coaches, like get in the room with these coaches and talk to them. And, if you're not educated on ball, because a lot of parents are not, try to educate yourself some way, somehow to where, you could get in there and ask the important questions, because like they making it about the money right now, but it's really not all about the money, because you're not going to go get the money if that's all you're thinking about is the money. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to understand the reason why you're there, and the reason why you're there is ball. If you can't produce in ball, you ain't going to get that money. You get what I'm saying?
No, facts. And right now, currently, Junior is committed to Arkansas State. Prior to that, because people want to know what the process is, right? How much of it did you have to go to camps? Did you have to go to additional things outside of football, normal football activities, rather than just game day and practice? How much of that stuff that you have to do, and then how much time and money, resources that you also have to invest for these things to get rolling for him?
Man, boy, the money I stopped counting a long time ago, boy. It's like you go to count that money, you go to like, God dang, But like with counts, man, I had him going to prospect camps and everything since about like 6th grade. You ain't invited, but I'm gonna put you there just so you could kind of know when it's your time, what to expect. Like, when you go into these big schools, they're gonna pull the guys who they invited to the side. They're gonna make sure that they getting attended to, but it's like just when you're younger, like don't even go for that. Just go to just get the experience, go to be in a room, and then if you doing good and you get pulled, then cool. But your time gonna come. If you a dog, you a dog. You know what I'm saying? So it's like just keeping them around, just the environment, just keeping them around the high competition of where you creating a dream and creating a vision for them to go get, because it's gonna be their time sooner or later. Like they might be an incoming freshman. A lot of incoming freshmen aren't gonna be true freshmen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like creating that vision for them by putting it around them. Like this what a college program looks like. This is what the work looks like. These how the coach is talking. So they could continuously kind of already, by the time they're a junior, already had that embedded to their head, to where they facing adversity and they facing everything else that comes with just playing football, to where they kind of already got their dream set, to where like it's nothing that's gonna turn them away. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like we went, man, last year alone, we probably went to like 7 colleges, and then just for a senior year, we tried to visit everywhere that was close that offered them, just so we could kind of know, like, the offers now ain't like offers back in the day. The offers back in the day used to mean you commit. Just because somebody offering you now, that don't mean it's committable, So we kind of hit all the schools that was kind of close in the driving area, from Florida all the way to North Carolina, and just kind of check them out, check the vibes, check the facility, just to see like what was going on. So when we were ready to commit, there wasn't no second thoughts. There wasn't no second guessing on like, hey man, well, I did like this coach when he came to the school. Well, when he came to the school, the vibes might be whole different from when you go on campus and it's a couple more recruits there from other cities, from other counties, like other states. Like, so you got to kind of just really check the coach's interest when you're in those environments and they're around other big players as well. Like that's one thing that really caught my interest was like, I had a blessing to have a kid who I've been working with for a long time and training for a long time, see him go through the process, going to FSU and everything. So it was like seeing the interest in him because he was a 4-star commit to the FSU. It was just like, I know what it looks like when they really want you, you know? So that was a blessing for us to be able to kind of experience in the background to where like we already really knew like, hey, we know how these coaches talk when they really want you. We know the attention that they show you when they really want you. So when we saw it, that's when we knew that was the right decision for us to make.
Man, that's that man. So you got one that just committed to that signed to Arkansas State.
Yeah, my son just committed to Arkansas State, man.
Oh, that's a blessing, bro.
Yeah,
that is a blessing. And you know what's crazy? You said you had him at 14, and one big thing I really want to give you your credit, bro, because it's not a lot of people out there that would say, I brought this kid up in this world, and I apologize for doing that with us being so young.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not a lot of real men out here that actually see that. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of men out here that have a kid at 14 and try to live through their kid.
For real.
You feel me? And having it at that age, man, it definitely from a perspective of hearing it, bro, it struck some maturity in you real quick, and you already knew what the assignment was.
Right.
And so that's a blessing, bro. That's. I just want to give you your flowers. Why, you know what I'm saying? Why we here? You know, having this conversation. But I want to know, man, we from Pasadena. We got a crime rate in Pasadena. We have things that go on in Pasadena and things like that. We got friends. I'm sure guys from our team, when we were youth, some aren't living due to gang violence. Right. So I want to ask you, how does crime rate in your area affect the success rate in kids growing up?
Well, so like, man, like I'm more like in the Orlando area, you know? So like I see it. I know a lot of people and I see it's a difference really from the Orlando area to the Miami area. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to say from the Miami area, you got a lot of kids who like I said, rough neighborhoods, you know, they got a lot of crime rate. They got a lot of stuff going on right outside their house. They ain't got to go far. But, you know, just the motivation for the guys that come back to the city and that are successful, like, you know, Teddy Bridgewater, you know what I'm saying? Like, come back to the city and pour into it. That give them boys hope. So, like, you got a lot of kids that they might be real hood kids, but everybody want to play football down there, no matter if they selling drugs, if they toting guns, if they just the baddest kid, they kind of got a hope to still want to play football because they got a lot of people, you know, saying in the city that kind of grew up where they were from and still made it, you know. So those areas, you got a lot of like kids that are just rougher kids that still play ball, you know. Orlando area is kind of a little different, you know, like you'll lose. You got Orlando, the city, and then you got like the outskirts cities, like kind of like where I'm in Sanford. And like, you know, cities like where I'm at, Sanford, a lot of those kids, they kind of just, hey, it's either in the streets or play ball. And they don't really have a reason to be like, oh, I do want to play ball because we just had Jimmy Horn go sign to the Panthers. We done had Ray Armstrong, who done played multiple places like the 49ers and stuff. But it's like, you know, really just seeing those faces active in the city, you know what I'm saying, to really like give hope to the kids who are like in the hood and just be like, you know what, I could do this, have 1 foot here and 1 foot there to even weigh out the options, you know. The crime rate, bro, like it's like it'll take over them boys. Sometimes they'll just be like, you know what, football hard, these coaches kind of hard, like I'd rather do this because it's easy, you know. Nobody really want to do the hard thing, you know, but it's really what drives you internally to be like, you know, I want to do this because it's hard. You know, like a lot of these boys, like from my city, like I say, we the outskirt of Orlando. It's just like, man, some of the, like I've had kids like like I said, I've been coaching youth ball for probably about 15 years now, bro. So it's like I've had some of the softest kids on one of my teams. Now they're in high school and people scared of these boys because they tote guns. You know what I'm saying? But like these boys wouldn't hit nothing in football. But then I done had some kids who were like real good football players. And, you know, I done went to pick a kid up before from the house looking for him. And his daddy told me I better find him before he do because he gonna pistol whip him. Great athlete, you know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy, you know. So it's like it's just, I guess, like here, bro, like it's just what's gonna motivate you to go through all the toughness, adversity, and the pain that football causes if you can't see the benefit at the end. You know what I'm saying? Like, what picture are you gonna have painted to show you that it's worth it? And like I say, some cities they have it better than the other. Jacksonville, you got a lot. Jacksonville, you got Tampa, same thing. You got kids like that'll just be like in the city, and they'll be rough kids, and they'll be doing a little bit of this and that, but they still playing ball, you know. And I'm pretty sure some of the outskirts cities have the same issues as us, but my city, you know, outside of the outskirts of Orlando, it's a smaller city, so it's like that's the kind of thing that I've seen over like 15 years with these kids, you know, like just you got some that just don't see the picture, man, at all. You know, they don't have no vision. They just like, we playing football because mama brought me out here and she told me that she was gonna pay her money and I gotta come. So I'm coming, you know. And then when they finally get to high school and they get an option to like, I don't really have to do this, you know, things change and they kind of veer off from it.
Man, so man, that was a lot, and that's a great perspective. You know, for the kids who do have the ability, and you know their parents are still trying to navigate how the best way to get them to that next level for that ultimate vision. What are two to three things that you think that's very important for the parent to understand and help them guide their children, not just in football but for any sport?
Right. And like, bro, you're right. It's a lot. I speak on a lot of the rough parts, you know what I'm saying? But there are a lot of parents out here, you know, that are doing everything that they have that they can do for their kids, and they're not in those type of environments, you know. And you know, some of the best, like, two things that I could really just say, like, do is just like educate yourself, you know, kind of just, this game is changing. So just trying to change with it and understand the changes that's going on, you know, and just keep them involved and keep them moving around. Like, don't think just because your kid is the best in that area that they're the best in the state. You know, like we have out here different youth like programs, and it's like you have Pop Warner. You know, Pop Warner in some other states is really like high powered. Pop Warner in Central Florida is watered down. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you'll have a Pop Warner team, and these guys are going 8-0, but they'll play a team that's in a high competitive league like the one we play in, and a team that's going 0-8 will blow them out the water just because the league that we play in is real deal competitive. Like, every game is competitive, and it's gonna have some dogs on every team. So, you know, just really getting your kid to float around and, like, you know, play different areas. If you could go to different states and just see what competition is in different states, that way, you know, if they're a dog, they're gonna find their way. And even if they're not a dog, you know, like, they're gonna be able to see what, okay, this kid is this, and, you know, I could compare to him, or no, I can't compare to him, but this is what it looks like to be that. You know, so it's not always about being a dog, man. Like, none of my kids that I had, like, none of my kids were just getting into sport and just was the best at all. We had to put in a lot of work and put in a lot of grind. You know, like, it's some people that's blessed, their kids just are just good, like, off the top as soon as they start. But, you know, just grinding, man. And if you can't, YouTube, bro, we blessed with YouTube, man. You can learn to do anything on YouTube. So you could, as a parent, if you want to put in the grind, get on YouTube and learn and get out there and work with the kids, whether it's ladder drills, whatever it is, running in the sand and sand hills, or, you know, if you got the money to be blessed and you don't have the time, then, you know, pay for the training and pay for what it's worth, though. You know, don't just go for the guy that's charging $20 for an hour. You know what I'm saying? If somebody charging a cheese, like, pay them boys a cheese, because if it's worth it, it's worth it. But you got to do your research and kind of look and make sure they got some product behind it to kind of show like, hey, you know, I'm producing, you know.
Yeah. No, facts.
Yeah, man. Shit, I love that, man. What you think when you? Let me ask you this, Sheen. Mixing a California and a Florida boy, what you think we get?
Man, you get a kid that's one. I think California, y'all like yo guys, y'all very knowledgeable about ball, man. Y'all IQ, like y'all IQ is there, you know what I'm saying? And then y'all come across a lot in California, like some good coaching too, you know. So these kids, they getting a good coaching, and they IQ is up there, you know, and they still might have the physical attributes between speed and, you know, power. Which would, you know, Florida gonna give that too, and, you know, just basically like playing a lot of, you know, high comp every week, man. You get a dog, man. Like if you talking about just a kid, if you talking about a team, if you could get a Florida and a California team mixed up, I don't think no other two states can mix. And I think the only other two states that could give you a shot is a Texas and Georgia team. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think if you take those four and you mix them any type of way, it's gonna be some good stuff coming out of it.
Yeah, bet. So I got a video for us to play. I want to get you guys' reaction to this. I think it's very interesting, and we gonna both everybody get a say on what they think on the video. So let me share the video with you guys real quick.
Top 10 easiest ways to get rich. I'm going to say the number one is winning the lottery. Winning the lottery is not the easiest. It's actually quite hard to do.
Easiest ways to get rich? Investing in the stock market?
Investing is number two, specifically the index funds.
That makes sense. I am in there. I need to put more money in there. Be a real estate agent.
Real estate investing is number five. What do we do?
Be a podcaster.
Content creation is number four.
People could sell stuff.
You could work in sales. Work in sales is number three. There's no ceiling on how much you can make.
Winning in blackjack. It's a casino.
No, those aren't that easy to do.
Investing in a startup?
That's number six, an own equity startup. What's this? The internet, right?
You can sell things.
What did DeGilio do?
He sold things on Amazon.
You could create an online business. That's number eight. What do technical developers do?
Websites.
They build websites or software and apps. That's number nine. What do you call it when you own something for a brand?
IP?
Intellectual property. That's number seven. Number 10's tough, so I'm going to give it to you. It's leverage other people's money. And then number one is the easiest of them all. I'm surprised you haven't said it yet. The easiest way for me to get rich is do what?
Marry rich.
Marry rich is the number one option.
So, starting off with you, Sheem, and then Aaron, what you think about this video right here?
Man, Marry Rich is seem kind of schemish, man. Marry Rich seem kind of schemish, man. I don't know the easiest way, because I mean you can marry rich, and I mean, if you about the money, you love the money more than you love your wife, man. I mean, I guess you'll be happy forever, I guess. But I don't know, man. I think that might be kind of inaccurate, you know.
Think inaccurate?
Yeah, I think a little inaccurate, man.
So what do you think are some ways? And we of course we talking about some legal ways, right? What are some things you think should be on that list then?
I mean, when you say easy to me, I think it's just something that you could do without trying, you know. So like, I definitely agree when he said he win the lottery. I mean, like, we all play the lottery and, you know, hopefully we win, but I mean, if we win for 10 million, I think that's pretty easy, you know. So I definitely agree with winning the lottery being on there somehow. Cause I mean, if you saying easy, you really saying like effortlessly, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Accidentally, you got to put the lottery on there somehow, some way, man. Because if not, I don't think every state will have it. You know what I'm saying? And have everybody buying it to where, you know, everybody got a dream somehow. Like, dang, if I buy this ticket, I could hit today. You know, so I definitely think being on the hitting the lottery should be on there somehow.
Okay. Anything else?
Nah, that's the only one I really like. The marriage just seemed kind of schemish.
And what's your comments or what you think about that?
I'm not marrying rich. I mean, I understand. Shit, I understand, but I'm not. This thing gonna work out. We gonna figure this out. This ain't gonna be just for no money. I don't come from money, so I don't fully understand money. So I don't know your mindset, And I don't know how y'all act when y'all get all this money. I don't know if y'all get to have meetings underground. I don't know if y'all got enough money to meet without me. And
Somebody trying to sell me, boy.
Man, what you talking? Come on, man. You feel me? So I don't. Number one. I disagree with marrying rich, but I can see it happening. You know what I'm saying? I can see it coming from like generational wealth. You find a girl like I'm not with that though. But I definitely in this environment I'm in, bro, they killing it in real estate up here. And I think real estate for sure. I would say some index fund too. A lot of people, a couple people who I talked to helped me set up a Fidelity account. So I just gotta do more investing and things like that. But ultimately, for the culture, we want to do a lot of stuff with money, but learn what money is and learn money first. Like that's the biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it can be a lot of easy ways to do this and do that. But even if you hit the lotto, you can run it. That'll be gone as soon as you get it. So for the culture, before we throw the flag, man, I want to make sure we know what finances are. What are finances? What is financial literacy? And then once you learn that, you might be able to marry rich. You might be able to marry rich. If you get the full side of financial literacy and you learn stuff like that, you might be rich. But I personally think like index funds, real estate, and I agree with Rasheem on the lotto as well. I think the lotto is one of the easiest. I think my auntie been playing the lotto since I was little. They never won, but that's a lot of money to the lotto. But I'm saying it's easy. So
Yeah.
So my perspective on this is it's interesting. We talked about how, you know, kids are getting out the mud and then people getting into, you know, the street life because they want the fast money. It's interesting how they would do everything but the things or learn the skills in order to actually make money. And that list, right? This list shows it didn't say it was going to be super like you didn't have to work for the money. It's just saying the easiest. So there's a lot of sales jobs to make a lot of money. Nobody in my community that we know want to be in sales because they say it's too hard. But you can make most of the money. We talk about gambling, how people will gamble more so than invest. Investing was number 2 on that list. We also talk about owning businesses and things like that. I think we're great with that. The thing is, a lot of people businesses are not online because if you have a service-based business, you only have so many hours in a day. You only got 24 hours and it's only you, one person. And most people who have businesses, there's only one person working. So you're really not leveraging other people's time. So if as a culture, I found it very interesting how we want money, but we do the least amount of things to get the money, the most amount of money in the max amount of time. You know, and then we talk about the lottery, and then my boy broke it down. He went to the NFL. He said he bought the most lottery tickets because he had that amount of money. He said, I realized, he's like, we actually fund the pot. He's like,
yeah, you put money in the pot.
You fund it. So when they say this number is that, the people who actually spent that money, if you just invested rather it's $10 a day, and you think, oh, they ain't gonna do nothing, just imagine if you did $10 a day for 4 years, you'd be in a better position than if you did the lottery and you still ain't won. You still in the same position. So I just find it interesting how we want money, but we don't want to do the necessary things to learn how to actually get the money. And like I said, it's the easiest. Not saying like, oh, you're not gonna work for it, but I just found it was interesting. I think, you know, as our culture, we need to learn these skill sets in order to get there rather than, like Rasheem said, where football don't work out, what's another avenue to get into? I tell my nephew, he go to JUCO right now. He trying to work to make money. I said, why don't you just get in sales? You can control your own schedule. When you make money, it's going to be way more than you working at a 9 to 5. And then on top of that, you get to work when you want to. You don't have to go in like, oh, I got to go on a schedule. Like you focus on football, you focus on working. But everybody just got to change their mindset and learn And I'm kind of glad though. This is my last thing. I'm kind of glad there's no betting on there. There's no gambling because we want this quick money. And like you alluded to, you win the lottery. Most people who win the lottery, they go broke after 5 years anyways. So you're not really learning any skills on how to manage your money. Like you said, what is financial literacy?
Yes,
That's what they don't.
I feel like that's one of the biggest things in our culture in itself. What is it? What is financial literacy? What is money? What are these things? And then I guarantee you think differently. Let me just give you a perfect example because I think you said something where you said the culture says sales is too hard. That is a lie.
Lie.
That is a lie.
You gotta
That
say
is a
yourself
lie.
every
Because
day.
who we go to get what we need for our addictions. You get what I'm saying? So for you to say you don't, man, look, take that same understanding, go to an 8-week class and understand how to now capitalize off of number one, customer return rate. How do you keep the same customers? Now, what type of product are you selling? And with this product, can anybody get it anywhere? And what's in this? What type of, you get what I'm saying? We got to understand how we can be different. You don't have to fully change the scale. You know what I'm saying? You just got to ultimately understand that this negative thing that I'm doing here, I can flip it to a positive and take off without a doubt. So, man, all my boys out there hustling in a negative way. Start off easy by creating a brand. Create a brand, or what, you know what I'm saying? Create a brand. Start something on your own. Start selling T-shirts. Start selling something that you know that can become a positive for you. Because at the end of the day, we understand what you're selling, but man, you could be selling insurance policies for a certain amount of premium and having your own agents. You get what I'm saying? So it's just small little things that I know the culture could change, and I know, like, I ain't learned it all, but the small things that I've learned being in this environment that I'm in, man, we got to change some things up.
Hey, bro, see, I think honestly, if you look at it, man, all the way across the board, whether it's somebody that's coming from the streets, somebody who could be a kid who gets some NIL money, could be an older person that has a business and they business just succeeded, you know what I'm saying, for 3, 4, 5 months to where they touch the number, or all the way to somebody who just hit the lotto. It's just about knowing when you get to a certain number, like you said early, bro, like understanding, like, I didn't come from this money, so I don't know what to do with all this. So having a plan to where, like, hey, if I get this, I need to get a financial advisor to teach me and educate me on what I need to do and how I need to use this money and how I need to spend it, because there's a lot of people that not even just hit the lotto and go broke. You have a lot of people who have a big surge in their businesses and they don't succeed and they go broke and they still lose their business. You have kids, like, you're gonna have kids who get millions in NIL and then afterwards they don't go to the league, they go broke. You're gonna have people, like, even you go to the streets, they can have a phenomenal, success rate in the streets for years, and then guess what? They be broke. So it's just like knowing, like, hey, I got this number. I ain't come from this number, bro. There's nobody I can talk to about this number. Let me go get some help. Let me go talk to somebody to come up with a plan on what to do with this number so I can stay at this number or higher. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, quick question for both of y'all, man. And I have a question. It's a serious question because I always vision myself doing it, but then I don't think like I'm ready for it. You feel me? Like, how do you keep the money?
Man,
Go ahead, Shane.
you don't even really. I ain't gonna lie, bro. When I was younger, bro, you know how I started learning how to save? I had bought a big old gun safe, bro, and when I bought it, it was a 2-sided safe. It had the big guns on one side, and I had a lot of shells on the other side. And at the time, I was working at the casino. Man, I used to get my money, and I started saving. I started getting, like, if I want to save like 200 every check, I go to the casino and I get it all at once. But I could see it, rising in the safe, and it looked like my kids thought I probably had $1 million, bro, after the time, and I probably had like only like $7,000 saved up, but it was all in ones saved up. And but it taught me how to save. But I visually saw the success, and I visually saw it building up. So it motivated me to stay true to it, so like just stay true to the grind, man. So you know what I'm saying? Like whatever it takes everybody's going to be different to where, what makes them be like, hey man, stay true to the grind to put some money up and, like, hey, okay, I'm not touching it no matter what because you like seeing that number like that, So like personally, I got my own cushion that I like to stay around it. I get if I get below this cushion, my wife will be like, "Man, you panicking? We good?" And I'm like, "Nah, we ain't good. Like I don't feel like we good, but we really be good. But I'm just used to seeing that number and always having that number in my account. You know what I'm saying?"
Oh man, that's a good one. So I'm going. You said how to save it, but I'm going to talk about how to grow it because saving money, it's actually it loses value because of how much money we print in the U.S. So our currency actually is losing money once you save it. So to give a best analogy, and this is something I did, my wife, she started a vending company, right? I had the money, so I bought
Vending machine?
vending machine. I bought vending machines. And now, of course, my wife is, servicing the vending machine. So instead of just saving that money, I invested that money in those vending machines. The thing is now I got cash flow. The cash flow that I receive from those vending machines, that's the money I spend. So you said, how do you keep the money? You don't necessarily keep it, you buy assets. So that asset was that vending machine. The vending machine creates cash flow. That cash flow I spend. I don't spend the asset money. So let's say for people who work a regular 9-to-5 job, let's say you only have $50 at the end of the month, right? Give or take. Let's say you save up to $1,000. I'm just using the vending machine as an asset. This can be anything. You go buy a vending machine. Now you start to make, let's say you only making $70 right now, the first couple of months. Well, you can either stack up that money for that cash flow to buy another vending machine, or you can spend it. It's totally up to you. If I was you, I would stack up more money and go buy another vending machine because now, let's say it's another $70. If you keep adding money up, the cash flow can keep getting bigger and bigger. This is how you do this. This is how you grow your money and keep it. You buy an asset that generates money for you. And the crazy thing about it is working for you and you're at your 9-to-5. If you do this long enough and be patient, you'll be able to quit your 9-to-5 and worry about just your assets growing. So that's how you save your money and grow your money.
Yeah, that passive income, man, it's something else, man. You wake up and you done made money in your sleep, man, and you ain't have to do nothing, man. That passive income is definitely something else, man. Like I remember seeing that, just like when I started my uniform business, bro, and I just started like putting it out there a little bit, and then I'll get like 2 or 3 organizations at a time, and it's like they like come back to me and they like, oh, we got 10 people. Then by the time I wake up and look at it again, they done got 20 people, you know what I'm saying, for each team that want to pour into it or buy it. And it was just like, dang, I made money while I sleep. I went to sleep thinking I was gonna make this, and now I got up and I'm making this, So it's like I still had to put out the product, but it was just seeing that number grow overnight. Definitely right. That passive income, man. The more you can get passive income going, man, and you ain't gotta really be doing the hands-on work. Definitely, it's gonna grow the money for sure.
This is why you got to have digital products. IP was on there. Online business. I mean, we got stuff where, hey, if I sell programs online. Hey, you getting a program? I don't necessarily need to be there. I just need a service and make sure everybody's okay. So when you do these things, this is how you're gonna keep your money and grow it. But it requires discipline and it requires consistency and not want to spend, not want to keep up with the Joneses, which we talked about in our other episodes. So, man, did that answer your question, Aaron?
Man, hell yeah. Yeah, I said you gave perspective to me. You gave everybody that's one thing I always wonder. Like, bro, I keep getting this, and I'm like, not like it ain't going no like. Man, you know what I did with 7-on-7. You know how much I charged for 7-on-7. Man, I was supposed to be man.
You wasn't doing it right, bro. You wasn't doing it right.
I wasn't thinking right. Man, look, I had
he make the money and go on vacation.
2,800 a kid to play. It's never brought here.
Man, bro. I had my own, youth football team, have my own youth tackle and cheer organization. And, I currently still have my, 7-on-7 organization as well. So it's like, when you have that 7-on-7, man, that puts you in another aspect, like a lot of these people, some people, they fight between, like, I hate when people, they say they got a youth organization and they say, oh man, it ain't no money. It's definitely money. It's definitely money. But the thing is, you got people who don't want to take care of the kids first. And you got to take care of them kids first.
That's what it's
if
for.
You making money, you got money left over with the, with the board, and the kids only got one uniform, bro, you dead ass wrong. You dead ass wrong. But if these kids got 2 or 3 uniforms, bags, compressions, and y'all doing what y'all need to do on the board, and y'all, happen to have this left over, like, people need to be paid for their time. You know what I'm saying? You bless the board, you know what I'm saying? But also just have a number to where, like, hey, this next year, we're going to roll in with this on top of whatever we get, just to go back to the org, so you got a lot of shiesty people out there. They'll try to lie and be like, oh, we don't got enough money, but they got plenty of money, and these kids got one uniform, and they still fundraising and doing all this, man. And it's like, no, bless the kids first. Whatever left over. Like, but bless them kids first. Make sure them babies got what they need, for real.
I'm glad you said that, man. I know it's just more getting so in an area that I'm in, we have that, but bro, these kids' helmets is dated 2012. They getting sent to reverse and they coming back. So, bro, I need to tap in for sure to see how, bro. But this dude trying to sell the lead for like $3 million.
Yeah, no, bro.
So when people telling me there's no money involved, I'm like, what you mean he trying to sell the league? But I honestly think since it's the only one within this county, he can do that. You get what I'm saying? But bro, these kids got reversible jerseys, one pair of pants, no game socks.
He beating the system, bro. He beating the system.
He's killing the system because look, it's $350 to sign. It's like it goes up like $150 every year.
Yeah, they gonna do that. But like I said, bro, like, and I went the same thing when I started my org. The reason why I shut down my youth team was because, one, like the city that I'm in, it was the same team I played when I first came. You meet any old heads in the city of Sanford, they played for Sanford Seminoles. Like when I started my team, the Sanford Knights, I named it. I met somebody in Miami and he was telling me, he was like, if you want to be successful running a youth team, you need to name it after somebody in the city who was successful with football, like in their career, whether it was the college they went to or the NFL team they went to. So we had Gabe Davis that ended up playing for the Buffalo Bills, but he went to the UCF in the Knights, so I named my team the Knights. And we went in a more competitive league. The team that's always been around was Pop Warner, but we went into the Florida Elite League, which is very, very competitive. Devin Hester, Chris Johnson, they kids both play in the league, and they also both coach in the league. So Chris Johnson, I know, kind of personally. I met Devin Hester a couple times, rode 4-wheelers with him. But like these guys, like they had their kids in the best league. So I put that league in our city, and I was the only person to put that league in our city. And bro, you would think that it would have been like, oh yeah, we finally got this. It was so much commotion. So many people just stuck in their ways and like, oh, you trying to turn the city against each other. Kind of like when we had Pasadena Panthers and the Pasadena Ponies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like beef within the city. And I was like, you know what? Like, this ain't why I was doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did this. Like, we came out the first year, 2 uniforms, compression shirt, shorts, socks, and a bag. The Pop Warner team was only giving them boys home and aways, and they was keeping them every year. And they was charging more. So when I did that, and I was like, y'all keep the jerseys, y'all getting all this, it kind of caused a little beef in the city because everybody on their side was like, we finna go over there. We getting more, da-da-da-da. But, a lot of people, the parents didn't understand, like, oh, we getting into a competitive league. It ain't no NPR to where, man, your kid gonna play regardless. No, Florida League,
No, he
your
gotta
kid
work
might
for
not
this.
play.
Yeah.
Like it ain't no mandatory plays. Ain't nothing. If your kid don't get in, he just don't get in. So it's like it was kind of causing confusion in the city. I wasn't in it. I wasn't in it for that. I was just trying to put my son in the highest competition in Florida. You know what I'm saying? And the kid, not even just my son. I've been coaching at that time. I was coaching a lot of kids since they was like 8. So I had like a group of kids from different levels that was like following me, coaches that had kids that was believing. So I had to do what I had to do, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling them, hey, we got to play the best, and so we could be the best. So I had to, hold up to that. So, like, bro, just with all that, alone, like, you gotta bless these kids, man. But when you blessing these kids, it can cause commotion in the city. If you actually trying to be like a president of an organization. But if you can, if there's anybody out there that is a president or anybody who is a owner of a team, if you could find a way to get in a connection to produce your own uniforms, and I don't mean actually you making them, but like when Arness was calling me earlier, telling me he was at, and I was like, man, that number crazy. I got people from Pakistan calling me. Like, I got a Pakistan guy that I've been known for like 7 years personally. I know his family, he know mine, and I get a good price for what I get, and he gives me good quality stuff. But it's a lot of scamish people out there from that side. So it's like I took the money to take the chance. I took some losses to find that plug. It wasn't just the first person I ran into. I got scammed a couple times, but now when I actually found somebody who could like give me what I was looking for, and it was a legit person, it's been so much beneficial for me from my youth program when I ran the tackle and cheerleading program to my 7-on-7 program, and to the point where I done just turned it into a full business now, to where I got flag football, soccer, base. I do my all my kids softball uniforms. Anything my kids are involved in, I do all their uniforms. I done plugged in with they organization. So it's like, for me, it's been beneficial by really finding that plug and that source to where it's really coming from, so you can do it yourself. You feel me?
See why you had that 5. I see why God blessed you with that 5.
Yeah, for real.
He said,
You
man,
gotta find a way. Gotta find a way.
He said, man, hey, we're gonna figure it out for Sheen. I got something for my boy.
You know it.
Hey, Shane, because I know it's getting late for you, man. This the last segment, man. We got a segment called Flag or No Flag. So essentially, we ask you a question: Is it a flag? Flag meaning like it's bad. No flag meaning like no penalty at all. Okay. So our first question: spending youth funds. So if you got, like you said, a youth program, and you spending the funds on your personal lifestyle, is that a flag or no flag?
I'm gonna say no flag, bro. And the reason I'm gonna say that, because I'm a responsible person, bro. You know what I'm saying? And two, like I said, I'm gonna take care of them kids first. So I'm gonna take care of them kids first. And if it's money left over, we gonna bless the board because for their time and that they put in the organization. And if it's whatever my part is to bless myself, then that's what we gonna do. But the kids gonna be taken care of. I can't speak on nobody else aspects of how they do things. Some people might do it different, but me personally, I'm gonna say no flag for me.
What you got, Aaron?
Ask that again.
You spending the youth programs funds for your personal lifestyle. Flag or no flag?
That's a flag on me. If I'm responding on how he just did, I'm going to get a Cadillac. Nah, but seriously though, that's a flag. Not like that, but I'm saying like that is on me. I'm giving myself a flag because I know I'm gonna end up, with the way I am right there at this moment. No kids, really like a few responsibilities. Man, that is a flag on me, and that's a flag. So, cause I'm not thinking like how Sheen thinking. You feel me? His responsibility level is way y'all on a whole different level than I am. Y'all got kids. Man, I'm thinking about the kids. I got them a couple cleats. They good. I'm finna go get me some cleats. That's a flag. I'm throwing a flag on myself, and I know it's people out there like me. But if it's somebody like Rasheem and I can trust them, they're responsible, I don't think it's a flag.
And see me,
Yeah.
I put for me, bro, I put up the 35 grand for my org. You know what I'm saying? So it's like ain't nobody
Oh yeah,
give
you
me
paying
my
yourself.
organization. Huh?
Yeah, you paying yourself. You got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ain't nobody. I didn't just come around and somebody be like, "Oh, Pasadena Panthers been here for years. Oh, it's yours now." You know what I'm saying? Like, I created my stuff from the mud, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody helped me, bro. I had to learn everything on my own and start my own. And I got kids going into it. You know, so it's like I said, you know, if you get to that point, like that first year, you know, you got to take care of everything, but it might not be nothing. But if you blessed to get to that point to where like, hey man, I'm taking care of these kids, they done, and I have something left over, I have money left over for the next season, and to bless my board, got to bless them people, man.
Yeah, I don't think I agree with Rasheem. I don't think it's a flag, especially if there's some money left over after you take care of everybody. That's the thing, right? First, that everybody should be compensated for their time, everything. And if you add in value and there's still some money left over, definitely you should enjoy yourself. So that's not a flag. Now, if you spending prior to all of that, yeah, that's a flag. That's definitely
That's
a
what I
flag.
said. That's why I'm speaking for them type of niggas.
He's all speaking for them type of niggas.
So the second question is starting a business and not charging your value. Is that a flag or no flag?
Man, you asking us that? You the nigga that told me to take my prices up. That is a flag.
Hey, I know the answer.
Hey,
go ahead, see.
man. Sometimes you gotta get in that dope, bro, to get shit rolling. Everybody don't know who you is, bro. Sometimes you gotta take that hit to the chin and let a bitch know, like just so a bitch can say yeah, and you let them know, I got the sauce, and then guess what? Hey, prices done went up now. Hey, hey, price done went up. You gotta feed them a little bit. You can't just come in and be like, hey, I'm gonna just say training. You can't be like, oh, I want $75 an hour, and the people be like, hell no, I got old buddy that's gonna do it for 25. But they'll never get a chance to see like, oh my God, this dude way better than him. My kid, I had progress right out the gate with him. Like, so I'm gonna say, I don't know. I'm gonna say no flag, bro, just because sometimes you gotta do that to get in the gate, bro. You gotta this shit chess, not checkers, bro. You gotta play it like that sometimes, but I ain't gonna say stay there the whole time. Like if you got somebody that's still trying to, get that price out of you, and it's not even just like training, anything, once you prove that your worth to a new customer, and I'm gonna say new customers, like prove your worth. And then, if you need to go up, go up. They appreciate your business, they'll adjust.
Yeah. I think like it's based off your value, right? I think starting out, like you said, it's based off that. But I think it is a flag because I know some people who've been doing some stuff for years and they are not charging what they're worth. And it's just like at the end of the day, you start a business, and a lot of people like, oh man, I want to, let's say for training, for instance, just for you to get somewhere, it costs. You need to be covering that. Let's say if you are charging $25, which is, for some people that's absurd. But hey, if they want to do that,
Bogus.
it probably costs more than $20 for you to get to that location. So you need to cover at least that. So that's what I'm saying. When it comes to value, for sure you should charge according to your value, but it always should cover your business expense. So it's a flag, and it's also a flag for people who don't start a business at all and just complain about their situation. That's also a flag. But
see, I look at it like this before you move on, right? A lot of people, they have an advertisement fund that they use on advertisement, right? I look at it as you take that, you give them that discount and use your advertisement, because an advertisement is just to get your name out there. The best, one of the best things for advertisement is word of mouth. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you come out and you like, hey, I'm gonna give 10 kids, I'm gonna give a 5 group of kids, a session for $15, just because that 5 group of kids, you worth $50 an hour. You know what I'm saying? Or $50 a session. You just using that as an advertisement, you know what I'm saying, instead of actually going out and giving out cards or whatever gas you might spend by just, pulling up at these places, passing out flyers and that, like, so just using that, if you substitute it as like an advertisement, if you want to really put it in the business aspect, using the advertisement section as, just a discount for people, like that'll be the business way to put it, just to get yourself in the door and get a foot in the door to get some word of mouth going.
Yeah, so I'm about to give y'all some game. So like you were saying, Aaron, you see in training, and we just thinking on training different, right? So because there's kids you can train and they'll drop out. So you're not gonna see no fruit. And I don't care. I've seen people who have thousands of kids ain't produce not one thing on the field. So
Facts.
They'll be charging $10 to $15. Hey, whatever you want to do. See, when I first started training, I trained for free. And the thing is, though, I signed a contract where you have to do these certain things for me to charge. After that, once new clientele got there, then I charged them. So I understand what you're saying, but the thing is, though, as my products continue to get better and people get more accomplishment, that's where the price went up. See, in training, you might be training some kids, they might be like 7. You won't really see nothing until they probably get to high school, college. And even if they do see them in high school, you be like, okay, they training with them, but how good are really until they get a scholarship? That might be 7 years, 8 years. For the most part, you got to wait to change your prices. You can't necessarily wait on that. You feel me?
Yeah.
So we talking about a seed. We talking about a seed. We ain't talking about like, oh, just because you see them, they get an interception to Pop Warner. An interception to Pop Warner don't mean nothing.
I'm using it though.
A scholarship though, that means something.
I'm using it, Ness. I'm using it. I'm posting it. Hey, Ness. I'm gonna go ahead and have them every little highlight that they parent post. I'm sharing it. I'm letting them know they came to me. I'm showing up at the game, taking pictures with them boys. Hey,
you doing it though. But that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about for parents. For some parents, that's cool. I'm talking about the high-end clientele that you really want, that's gonna pay what you really worth. They want to see results. Like they want to see like he got a scholarship to here and here, and I saw him when he was at Pop Warner. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, of course you gonna share the stories, you're gonna post the pictures, all that stuff, but you're gonna get the same clientele that they are, where they at. You're not gonna get your final product like, hey, I see what you're doing, and you're gonna stay there. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So ask the question again, Ness.
So is it a flag? Is it a flag to not charge your value? Flag or no flag?
So for me, I think it could be circumstantial and environmental, because in the environment that I am in, I broke the record at the college that I'm in and I stayed here. So you're going to pay the value that y'all kids might have been coming to see me at these games these years playing. First off, y'all don't know me, so y'all don't know the work that I had to get here. Y'all don't know what I had to go through to get here. Y'all don't even work like I work up here, because the record would have been broken you get what I'm saying, in a good enough time where I could have at least be like, oh, okay, so I'm sniffing somebody, you know what I'm saying? But the record I broke was too far away to where it's like, bro, you're not doing that. The first dude caught 7 picks in 4 years, and I got 12 in one season. I'm like, bro, there's no way you about to sit up here. There's no way you about to tell me you can't even go. You could go look back at the stats and look at that, and you're going to be wild just from the one season. So for me, after speaking to you, you let me know I had to put a twist on it. Like, bro, you gotta charge your value. Like, if they paying it, if they willing to pay, for me, prior to speaking to you, I was on that curve. Let me see what they willing to pay. Let me see what bro, do you know how confused I was with books and bills? And I had this person paying this much. I had this person paying this. I'm like, damn, it ain't even coming right. I'm like, you like, bro, that's because you're not charging You feel me? You trying to be like this to this person, but to that person, you trying to be like that. So for me, man, I set a base price, $100 straight, an hour, 30 minutes. If your kid don't learn, we'll be there for 2 hours. And I guarantee if your kid has a slower process of learning, we'll be there for 2 hours. But your kid gonna know something, guarantee you by the time he leave here. And your kid gonna know way more than he knew before he got here. Now, I could have that niche in my area because, bro, there ain't no football players that even went past high school out here.
Yeah,
and it ain't nobody to come up here to tell me, hey, and I'm not cocky or anything like this. I totally I'm reading the room. Y'all understand that? Like, I'm reading the room. I'm like, man, it's baseball, few basketball, but they really don't want to go to college from here. So, in my sense, it might be a little TMI right now, but man, I'm getting what I can get while I can get it. If they don't want to go to college and they don't see a future in their kids, well, I'll act like I see a future in their kids, and you got to pay my value for this hard work that they finna use coming into your business from what I just taught them on the field. So I just taught them how breathing. You just ran 8. You just did a whole army workout. Take this army workout right over there into a AI class or artificial intelligence class, and now apply that same hard work that you had on the field into a classroom. I guarantee you'll be flying colors.
Yeah, you just a high level PE class at that point.
Bro, you know what? I'm a daycare teacher.
Yeah.
I'm a daycare teacher. You get what I'm saying? So
Hey, for
for me,
time.
I'm gonna give the area what you want. I'm genuine. I'm gonna give you what I've learned. I'm gonna give it back in the best way. I'm not sitting here saying run around here for 10 minutes and not showing. You get what I'm saying? I'm definitely breaking it down. This is this. Definitely giving them IQ things. But for me, now I can't expect results from somebody who don't struggle. I can't expect results from somebody who I can tell you what I want. But if you go home and your mom or dad is doing your homework or she doing online classes for you, bro, I can't do nothing about that. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So for me, it's I'm in the area where you got to stand on business. You got to charge your value because people will take advantage of what you don't offer. So I got one of the I just found out, might be TMI. I got one of the wealthiest families in town at the lowest of my books. But they're trying to see if my resources will come through for them. So when I get your son this $100,000 scholarship, what do I get after that?
Shit.
You don't see it because you sitting here, you never even went past the high school level. So you're not seeing you thinking it's hard. You're asking me questions like, do you really think he can play? Do you really think he can actually go? Or you want me to lie to you, huh? That's the type of stuff that I'm saying. Like, they want to see their kids get in college for them to be like, oh, okay, now we want to start. It works now. It works now. It works now. Just because they haven't experienced that. So for me, I gotta charge the value that I charge. You know what I'm saying? I gotta come in being valuable for the simple fact that they'll take advantage. They'll take advantage of you. They'll like, bro, they'll teeter-totter you around, hold the stake at the cage like you a lion. Take it back from you, bring the kids away from you, then come back. And you know me, we got hearts, bro. Man, nobody else has been able to teach him this. Can you please get back with him? Oh, I drop everything for the kid because he's a kid and he needs this. So you get what I'm saying? Like, so for me, it's, man, I got to charge what I charge, bro. If I go back home in Pasadena, I totally understand. We grew up all each other the same. I'm still charging value. If you have a problem with me charging my value, that's on you. But I got to stand on business just because Walmart stand on business, Ross stand on business, man, Louis Vuitton, Gucci. Yeah, they all stand on. They not giving us, man, they only giving you a discount if you a cousin or a friend.
They not giving no discounts there. They not giving no discounts.
Man, see, like where I'm at, bro, with that training stuff, bro. Like, you know, honestly, like me, I don't have no problem getting no like kids. Like, I remember Arness came out here a couple years ago. I had a whole bunch of kids waiting for him, a whole bunch. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you know, when I was into that training stuff, like, bro, like that jump was kind of just like it was kind of easy, but you know, like the number could take it, like make it like, all right, these kids kind of veering away. Like you could easily get 10 kids for $25, you know what I'm saying, and make it quick, you know what I'm saying, little pop on just not even no football shit, just strength and conditioning, you know what I'm saying? Like easy. And I'm talking they'll come 3 times a week for them 25, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you say, area wise, I guess, you know, it's different because I could literally probably put on my phone right now and be like, hey, this weekend I'm working out at the Hill and I'm gonna have 10, 15 kids. If I say $30, $40, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have at least 10, 15 kids show up. But too, I've been in, if I open it up for all ages, bro, like I've been in this for 15 years, all the way from 6U football to coaching high school football. So it's just a lot of people that seen the kids. And like Arnett said, the product of where you at now, like where I'm at now, kids that I done coached, my son going to Arkansas State, Ethan went to Florida State, got Juan Burchell that's at App State, you know what I'm saying? So it's like kids that I've been touching on to, they're really going somewhere now, you know what I'm saying? To where like people already know, they're like, oh, she ain't coming with that fire. Like
he ain't
Max
playing
Buchanan
around.
at Miami, you know, these kids have been working with me for years, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you said, and that's like you got the product behind it to kind of like you show you. But before that, even before all that, all them boys that I just said years ago when Ness came out to Florida, all them boys was there, and it was just like that. So like maybe it's just my area, you know what I'm saying? My area, you throw that joker too high, you talking about 100, you won't get nobody out there. Drop that joker to $30, you'll have the whole city out there. You'll be like, I need some help, you know what I'm saying? So just you know, like you say, area is different.
Yeah, and it's, you get dogs. Like you said, we understand what it is for football, and we understand how football is. I don't mean to hold you long or anything like that, Shim. I know it's getting late.
I'm good, bro. It's Saturday, man. I told y'all was that.
Okay. So yeah, and for me, it's just like, yes, it's environmental for me because I know what I would do back home. All group training, all group sessions. You get what I'm saying? So for me charging my value is, all right, yeah, damn, we could do that. You just gave me an idea on something I could do as well too. So, man, I think I'm gonna go on and take that from your little tree right there. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Drop it down a little bit, and just open up some sessions to where, and just mess around with it just to see. You know what I'm saying? Just to see, because I'm more so of a one-on-one guy, but that'll help me out right there. That's elite right there. I like that. I like.
Yeah.
And
it ain't got to be too much teaching, bro. You ain't got to go in that bag of tricks too much because you got a lot of people. Huh?
It's a group, so you can't really teach.
You can't really teach too much, but they gonna get something. But they really want that sauce. Now you like, hey, you can get this for the 100, like on my own time. You know what I'm saying? If you really, really want that sauce, but this all I could give you for this price with this many kids out here. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I got something for y'all. I got something for y'all, but it's in my coaching program. So if y'all want to know, because what y'all talking about, I already talked about this. Hey, this is why you need a digital product. This is why you need a digital product. I already baked down all of this. I got a coaching program for all this, for all the coaches. So if you want to learn how to become a DB, a defensive coordinator, or you want to learn how to become a trainer, I got y'all, man. Reach out.
Program, man. Y'all know what it is. But man, that's all I got, man. I appreciate my boy, man.
Wait. We got one more. We got one more flag and no flag, man. It's the last one right here. So, Aaron, you can give your perspective on this right here. So, is having a personal life outside of your spouse, is that a flag or no flag, man?
What did you ask me first?
I'm asking Rasheem first. I'm just saying you can ask.
I thought you said Squirrel, you could go first.
No flag, bro. Team, no flag, bro. No flag, bro. You gotta be able to find peace within yourself. You gotta make yourself happy, bro. If you cannot make yourself happy, bro, you can't make nobody else happy. A lot of people out here, bro, they around here flagging like they want to be jammed up under them cheeks all day. No, you cannot, bro. Bro, I got 5 kids. I got a wife, bro. me and her still, I'm talking about sending her to Cali just so she could get away and have some personal time of her own, bro. Like, you gotta have that personal time, bro. We gotta remember, bro, like, before we met our significant others, we had our own things going on in life. And a lot of times the people, they get in a relationship and they forget about that, bro. They forget about themselves. They forget, bro, you got to be able to build yourself without nobody, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's what personal time is. Now, if you're talking about personal time as somebody, oh, they want to go to the club, hang out and do this, and they doing the wrong thing with it, then yes, it can be a flag. But when you learn, you know, because I done been on both sides, Arness, no shoot, I done been on both sides. So it's like, when you growing up, you know, and mentally, and you really trying to do something benefiting for you, for your personal time, not just trying to just get away, you know what I'm saying, and hang out. Like, you doing something for your personal time, for your mental, like, bro, you got to have that personal time to grow. You know, you got to be happy, and you got to, you know, make yourself happy and find ways to make yourself happy so you could keep your wife happy. And if you got kids, you know, keep your kids happy and just have a clear mind within the household.
And what's your perspective? I know you're not married, but how you see it?
Man, they always say happy wife, happy life.
Shit, what about me?
hey, that saying ain't real, man. I'll tell you that right
That
now.
shit ain't real.
Okay, so look, y'all just help me out. What I'm saying is keeping your wife happy, doing stuff like that, having a personal life outside. So I'm saying happy wife, happy life. That's what I'm saying. If you're fulfilling that happiness, then you are going to be happy on that end. I'm saying, of course, I'm not taking it I don't even know a way to take it because I'm saying it in a sense of how we looking at it. You know what I'm saying? A happy wife, you making her happy, you're doing a due diligence as a man is supposed to do to make your wife happy. Of course, personal, bro. You always need a personal life, man. There's like he said, man, we was one before we came two, and before we came one again. So it just gotta be it's gotta be a lifestyle that you have an understanding that, you know, yeah, you need a personal life, man. I think it's having a personal life outside of your relationship is something important. It's been a minute since I've been in a relationship.
You ain't married, you ain't gotta worry about it, bro.
Yeah, you know me. I was about
So,
to say something. Let me
so
mute this.
I think this is very important because of course it's no flag, but the reason why I say this because, and Rasheem, you alluded to it, people they lose themselves and they forget. Also, they also got to understand that just because you become married, you still need your partner is not going to satisfy everything that you do. Like for some couples, they like to go out to concerts together. I'm not a concert person. I like to go to video games. I mean, I like to go to football games. My wife likes to go to football games. So we do that together. But every other stuff, let's say if I like to play pool, and my wife don't like to play pool, I'm gonna find people who play pool. Like, but that doesn't mean like we're divided or anything like that. That's just something I do. She do something. She likes to go hiking. I don't like going hiking. Go find somebody else to do that and fulfill that. So people need to understand your spouse is not going to fulfill every need and every desire that you have outside of the bed. Now they should. Now, so don't get me wrong when I'm talking about your desires. I'm just talking about you as a person, and everybody got different parts of them. You feel me? Like us able to talk. I can't talk like this with my wife all day for an hour, 3 hours. You feel me? I need a break from her real quick, like Rasheem said. So having that personal life, having that understanding, and you know, this is for young couples because I know it's young people, and as well, you know, older people they understand. I know some older people they don't even be around their husband while they spouse until the end of the day. So hey, to each his own.
And I done shot my shot so many times at people at doing that out here because people got so like their lives are literally like you'll look and it like okay. So for me, I come ignorant sometimes and don't look at the finger. So it's just me being a genuine person that I am. Hey, how you doing, man? You looking good. And then now they start to scratching their face and stuff, and I'm like, oh damn, okay. But they out doing stuff like by themselves. So for me, it's not weird. For me, it's just like, damn, y'all really secure where she could really like, if that's what you do, baby, go ahead and do that. And we're not gonna have a problem. So being here around all people that are married and everybody I'm around ain't married. I'm just in a predominantly area where motherfuckers is married at 15, and like it's you get married as soon as you meet somebody out here. So I understand what you're saying. Man, I understand that, man, and that's a lifestyle that I would love to grow to, man, to where it gets like that, because the things that I'm used to is where you going, who was you here with, or just overhead stuff that I don't like to worry about. You know what I'm saying?
That's insecurity. You shouldn't be with somebody insecure like that,
Well, there it
unless
is.
unless you deserve it, because you can bring that on yourself though. You definitely can bring that on yourself.
Yeah, see, I like that.
Hey, bro, see, like for me, like, I done been with mine since I was 18, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just turned 33 last month. So we done been rocking for a minute. You feel me? So it's like within that time frame, we done both turned into different people since
Y'all
then,
went from kids to adults.
we done both grew up. So it's like, it's some shit that, I used to care about back then that I don't care about now. It's some stuff that I didn't care back then that I care about now. So it's like just continuing to grow within a relationship, bro. And and then if you talking about a marriage, just continuing to grow. Like people be like, "Oh, I want to be with you forever." I'm not finna be the same person I am forever. So if you ain't continuing to try to grow with me through this relationship, you think I'm finna be the same person today that I am when I get 55? We gonna be in trouble because it ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So we might have to split ways at about 40. You know what I'm saying, or whatever, because it's gonna roll over into I'm gonna start changing. So it's just like just being able to continuously grow with each other, bro, and learn each other. And when I say learn, I ain't talking about the good, but you better learn that bad too, because that definitely is gonna keep y'all going, man. You got, like people say, you gotta love somebody's flaws, and they flaws gonna change. They flaws 5 years ago might not be their flaws, 7 years coming. You get what I'm saying? So just continuing to grow and push forward, and that's for me speaking with being my wife since I was 18 years old. So definitely that's something that I didn't know at first that I started seeing a couple years ago, and I started just having to just realize, like, man, you ain't that same person. And she had to realize, like, well, I ain't that same person. Well, you still love me for now? Heck yeah. Well, I still love you too. Let's keep rocking. You know what I'm saying? So, like, let's figure it out. You feel me? So, for real.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna get there one day, y'all, man. Y'all putting it on me, man. Somebody gonna come into my life, but I'm praying about it, and I ain't praying for anything, and I ain't setting up for anything.
Facts.
Man, facts. But Sheen, man, definitely glad to have you on, bro. Always good to see you. Always good to talk to you, man. And proud of the growth.
Hell yeah.
Keep doing your thing, bro. Keep doing your thing.
Appreciate y'all,
Where
bro.
can people find you for your apparel business, so they want to reach out for their apparel?
I mean, you can find me on Raheem Turner on Facebook, or you can find me at King_Turn_20 on IG, man. That's where y'all can find me. You want to get some apparel? We do everything from all sports, everything we do regular, just business stuff. Anything you want that's apparel, we got you. So just come holler at us, man.
You know I'm gonna need that plug, man. 7-on-7 season about to come up.
Man,
Man, you just lowered the cost, man. You just
I
lowered
got you. I got you. Hey, I'm telling you, I'm looking at some 7-on. Hey, I got some 7-on-7 uniforms over here right now that I just cooked up, man. I'm telling you, these things fire. So,
I'm gonna need that, man. It's always good. I learned that my childhood boy, man. And like I said, I ain't seen my boy since he was, like he said, 11, 12 years old, and he 33. I'm 32 now. So, man, it's so good to see the growth in my boy, man. It's good to see what you've been through. Man, it's good to hear that your family is doing great, bro. And it's really good that you're setting up your foundation in a way that I never even seen. I just was seeing coaching. So for me, it was just like, oh man, my boy, he locked in, but man, you more locked in than what I was seeing and what I thought, bro. So I want to give you your roses once again while you're here and tell you, man, keep being a man that you are, bro. Keep being a great father you are. And man, keep being an inspiration that you are to me, kids, everybody around you, bro. Cause you did something and you continuing to do something that people thinking about, bro. So you feel me? You actually doing it, man. And I appreciate hollering at you, man. I appreciate you coming on a flag in the culture throwing a couple flags on things that you know that we need to change within the culture, but also just ultimately as a whole. You know what I'm saying? So, man, appreciate your love, man. Appreciate your your presence, man. Thank you so much for coming on, my boy.
Yeah, appreciate y'all boys for having me for sure.
Yes, sir,
Yeah,
man.
hell yeah. Have a good night, big dog.
All right, bro.
All
We
right,
talk
bro.
to you.
All right,
Man, Rasheem, man, what was your takeaway from having Rasheem on, bro? What was your takeaway?
Fire. I ain't seen my boy since we was 11. He said 11 years old. I thought he went to high school. I
Ah,
thought he went to. I was trying to figure it out when we was talking. Like, man, he left before high school even started. But I remember us coming up around that time. Mir had a bad name. HS was just a good school. Mir was having a lot of riots, I think, coming up around that time. So, man, there was a lot going on, bro. It was good to connect with my boy and man, just actually see how awesome he doing, man. It's also it's good to see people you ain't seen in a long time. Just going with the flow of life, man. That's one of my best friends, bro. I was getting in trouble going over his house, bro, as a kid, bro. I'm not even joking, bro. I would ask my mom to go to Lil Chris' house just to go to Rasheem house. Like, man, I'm not going to Lil Chris' house. I'm going right over here to Rasheem. They playing basketball. We playing football. He plays football over there. And guess what? He got them dogs. I love them
dog.
pit bulls. He had them pit bulls. Boy, I was over there. Oh my gosh, we was raising dogs when we was little, man.
Yep.
So it's always good. It's good to see my boy, man. That's a blessing right there, man. That's a blessing. I mean, I just love how I'm realizing how far behind on kids I am, bro. He got 5. I ain't got none.
Nah,
You
he
got 4.
started early. He started early, man.
14 is real early, but he's still ahead of the game. I think if you had 14 when he was then at that time, he should have at least 9.
Nah, he done. He done. He better be done. He better be done. Yeah, man.
The lady better be done. It ain't him. We ain't never done.
Yeah. I think it was great. I think it was great to get a different perspective of how football is in different states, especially with Florida. You know, how serious they are, the mentality, and you figure out why their mentality is what it is. Running to guys who played in JUCO and then also played with some guys in college professionally. You see why that Florida mental side of it is why they are how they are. So I think that was a great insight, man. Definitely great insight, and as well as just understanding, this recruiting process, because every recruiting process is different, but definitely getting that real time info right now, I think that was real good, real good.
Yeah, that was some information that was some information that I thought I knew more of.
Yeah,
Like I thought I knew something before he said something. So, hey, you never know how much another person know.
exactly.
Yeah, but that was awesome though, man. That was definitely touching, man. That was definitely a good thing for me. I love that, man. I love that Cali and Florida, comparison and things like that. That was incredible, bro. I couldn't take that for. That was good. That was one of our. That was a special guest right there, y'all. We just wanted y'all to.
So that's a wrap for Flag on the Culture, man. Our guest Rasheem gave us great insight, man. Aaron, bro, that's gonna be a wrap for the night, man. I'll talk to y'all.
Wrap for night, man. We'll holla at y'all, man. God bless y'all. Have a good one.
All right.